And we're back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 12, episode 21. And we are going to be giving you guys the best League of Legends podcast on the platform. I'm just kidding. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. If you just so happen to find this, show on YouTube, if you're a returning viewer or new viewer, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And this is going to be our episode where we're going to do a mini recap of the LEC 2024 season, the LCS 2024 season. Sorry about that. I misspoke there. And talking about, is there any hope for the West at Worlds 2024, as well as going over other news that ended up happening around the League of Legends 2024 offseason, because there's a lot that ended up happening, and a similar situation ended up happening regarding the aspect of a similar situation that happened with Evil Geniuses back in the 2022 LCS summer split. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit here. So we got a big episode, so we're not going to do much, other talk initially. We're going to go straight into the topics in a minute here. But joining me here in this episode of the Cloud9 podcast to talk about all things League of Legends is Mr. Blanks. What's up, man? How are you doing?
Man, you gotta do what Diddy does. Don't beat around the bush, just stick it in. Oh, man, you gotta just stick it right in and let it.
There was a thing where Joe Marsh, the guy who's the CEO of T1 right now, he was talking about oiling up owner. I was like, bro, no, that tweet did not age well. Oiling up owner. Oh no.
Oiling up owner. Oh my god. He about to be owner. He about to be owner.
Oh, okay, Joe. That's too much. No Diddy over here. No baby oil.
Hey, between him and Otawame out here, 15, 19-year-olds, like, shit.
Yeah, Otawame had a tweet. He was like, time to fist a 19-year-old, and without any context, that is just wild to say.
If I saw that and I didn't know the context, I'm like, yeah, these Europeans are on something else, man.
That might have been the craziest League of Legends tweet from a player all year. That is number one. I have never seen someone do that. Just straight up like, time to just fist a 19-year-old. Like, hello? What the fuck? Crazy. Holy shit.
I mean, European chicks are into freaky shit, but right now he's talking about another guy. You're like, yeah, okay. Ooh, baby oil.
Dude. Oh, so last night, I know you guys saw the episode we did on Mr. Puff Daddy. There was another thing that came out after that. Literally another piece of news. Apparently, he had 786 dildos.
Yeah. I didn't think it was that much. I heard it was around 400. I didn't realize it was over 700. I'm like,
what a man needs almost 800 dildos for. 800 dildos.
The real question is, like, if they did a test on it and they go to find who's, what is on it, I was like, damn, who got fucked by these? Shit, man, you gotta do all that testing on them. God damn.
Before we get into leak stuff, I'm gonna ask you one thing before we get into it. There's a lot of stuff. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Do you think he's gonna start snitching on the people that bought all the lubes and dildo and baby oil?
I don't think I don't think he's gonna start snitching yet. I think they're gonna go through the tape first, and then he's gonna start snitching. Cause all they gotta do is watch the tapes, and then they know who to go after first. Because they don't really need Diddy to talk. All they just need him to do is point in the right direction, and then they know to go. They know where to go next. Like,
yeah, because some people said they're gonna run the purchase transactions, and then they're gonna find out who purchased them. But that's the problem. He had so many people working for him in like all those houses and assistants and everything.
I'm gonna tell you why that doesn't do anything.
It won't, because the problem here is like it's gonna be so many different people. It's like they could have just been doing it because he said he's the boss and go buy me this fucking baby.
Nope. I'm gonna tell you why. And there's been record. He has receipts, but most of it's paid in cash. You can't trace cash.
Oh, true. Well, you
think about most of the
you're
sex
right.
toys. Most of the sex toys where he puts a certain amount of cash in the bag. And Gene Deal says that he doesn't use credit cards for his sex toys and sexual depravity stuff. He just walks into a store with somebody else. It's never him. Somebody else walks in with a bag full of cash. They count it, and then they tell him how much stuff can I get with this amount of cash, and then they pick it up. That's mean, yeah. That's what it is. That's mean if you walk in with $20,000, how many dollars that's gonna buy you? A lot.
Yeah, because that's the thing is, I would imagine he used some of those assistants to buy some of that stuff, like Walmarts and Targets and all those places. But
nope, sex stores, actual sex stores.
Well, you have sex stores too, but it's just like accumulating almost 1,000 balls of that. He would have to clean out like almost every single store within like a week. You know, that's what he said. They had to have been getting some shit from like under the table. It had to have been. There's no way a fucking assistant went to Walmart and was like, "Hey, give me 3 bottles of lotion." Like, sorry, give me like 100 bottles of your lotion. What?
It's not even like that. It's you go to Costco, you go to BJ's.
Oh, there's Costco too. But yeah,
you go to BJ's. No pun intended. Go to Sam's Club.
Hey,
there's a store called BJ's. There's a store called BJ's. I was like, okay.
In California, we have a store called Dick's Sporting Goods.
Dick's,
just straight up Dick's.
I bet that's women's favorite store. Dick's.
God, I hate you. Rainer, what's up, buddy? Says,
that
hey
probably
guys.
Diddy's favorite store too. Dick's.
I hate you. I truly hate you.
Dick's is things.
Rainer says, hey guys, who you think will C9 replace JoJo and Berserker for 2025? Damn. JoJo is going to be, I think, a little bit harder to replace than Berserker, only for the added aspect that unless you go for a native mid laner, which, let's be honest here, if you watch the LCS this year, none of them played really anything that good. They would have to basically import, and the same thing with Berserker too. Like, no offense to the ADCs we have right now, but they're not anything that special.
I think it's going to be the opposite. I think it's going to be hard to get an ADC.
Because that's the thing is you just need to, I would just import mid and ADC, honestly. I don't think there's any player right now you need to be looking at from the LCS in the academy system too.
Also is apparently Cloud9 trying to import a jungler. I'm like, you can't, you're going to import like 2 roles. That means you're keeping.
Oh, you heard rumors they're going to kick off Blabber? You think they're going to do it?
That's the thing. I don't kick off Blabber at this point. If I think LS got whatever LS was said, he got it right initially, and then Cloud9 hit him with the Uno reverse card was like, yeah, we're doing the opposite. Yeah, we're getting rid of the rest of these guys. In my opinion, I keep Blabber. Sadly, I probably keep Vulcan. Unless you can find another support, unless you're able to get Zazel.
Yeah, unless you're gonna go native ADC, kind of like a rookie, like FlyQuest did, get an unproven talent. That might not be that bad.
But right? I'm gonna be honest. There's no good rookie in the Challenger league. There's no good one. I'm not because I'm not trying to go to Mexico to find one. They're all trashed out here. No offense.
Did you watch the America's League thing? Anybody, you guys think those ADCs there's a guy that Winsome's playing with right now called Instinct. I don't think for a second he's anything without Winsome. Honestly.
Oh no.
Winsome's kind of like the only reason why that team is about to make it into the LCS.
Winsome's the best player in the damn Challenger League right now.
Yeah,
It's sad that FlyQuest screwed him.
Cloud9 could attempt to. I mean, Jack want to make an offer. I might win some back again. They had him before. They're the first ones that gave him his break in the LCS. Honestly, they could get him back.
If they're willing to get rid of Vulcan, I would do that. That win some because to me that's honestly the upgrade they need. If you get win some, that's honestly great. Honestly. This is my choice, and this is my thing is too. You get win some. You at this point, do you keep Santos because he's one of your import slots?
True, that's the problem.
And you only got one left. in all odds, you want to keep Berserker, but he's done.
Yeah, he wanted to leave. So.
JoJo's done.
JoJo Black. I told you it was black.
He's Canadian.
God damn. You know he was listening to P. Diddy growing up. God
damn. No, him, man. He probably listens to West Coast rap. Oh, shit.
Gosh. So
if I'm Jack, I'm keeping Blabber. I'm keeping Blabber to.
Yeah. The only reason why you would keep Blabber, not because his play was anything that good in 2024, but there's honestly, I mean, if you want to go with a decent native jungler, you have to keep him. Now, I understand why. Because, like, if you keep Blabber on the team long term, like you've seen before with Blabber, your team does eventually peak at a ceiling. He doesn't make your team that much better or take it to the next level, honestly. And I have people said, well, can Cloud9 get expired? Guys, inspired contract runs up at the end of next year, and there's no way FlyQuest is selling him. They're going to max out them 2 years with Inspired. That's it.
Plus Inspired probably will go to Cloud9. There's two ADCs I can think of that.
Unless they're going to go for B-Boy. I mean, is B-Boy the next thing for them? I don't know.
I want to go B-Boy. There's another one.
Unless you want to break the bank we can't do it for Ruler. We don't even know if Ruler's going to be leaving JDG.
No. You don't want to break the bank. I mean, Ruler would be good, but
it won't matter anyway. His contract he's got a 3-year contract on JDG. He might be in JDG jail for another year in 2025.
Yeah, maybe you kind of go cheap, get sticks in. He's cheap. He's
cheeks.
Cheeks. I mean,
you could honestly straight up you can't import because those guys count as import slots from the PCS too. You're right. They're really kind of in a bind here because
that's what I'm saying. Plus, you got one with Thanatos.
Thanatos is an import, so you have one slot left. I think just purely based off their situation right now, you keep Blabber. But if there's ever a way you could get rid of him, I personally would. It's been just, we've seen the ceiling of this guy. There's nothing more there. And the mid laner too. Like people said, Jensen, guys. No, I love Jensen. I really do. Believe me, I'm the biggest Jensen defender you could probably find in the last years. But
think about this. Two of the 3 mid laners that are in the world from LCS are from Korea. Another one APA.
B-Boy is kind of better. Well, that's like is B-Boy an import? I really don't remember, honestly. I don't think he is.
I'm telling you the issue with B-Boy. B-Boy is very support. He's very he needs the right support around him. You give him the wrong support, he's done.
Yeah, that they have, because if they're gonna be all in on Thanatos, then they have to either they're gonna import mid or they're gonna import ADC or go native mid, like you said. I think it's better to import mid and go native ADC.
Yeah,
you're probably just gonna have to flip a coin and take a challenger as an ADC, and not that's a bad word I'm about to use. Groom him up, build him up into what you want. That's the only way you can. They bind it themselves with Thanatos bringing him over, or so what you could do. This might be a bad idea. You could get rid of Thanatos, bring back Fudge. He doesn't take an import slot, and then use both your import slots. That's what you could do. You could do that. Is bringing back Fudge the right decision?
It depends on if Thanatos wants to leave, you let him leave. You don't let him stay.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if that could be the other option too. If you do that, if you
get rid of Thanatos and say, "Hey, man, it didn't work out," we'll take Fudge back. Fudge comes back. Fudge doesn't count as an import slot. You get 2 import slots. You can remove Blabber at that point, and you could go import jungle mid. But that means, like you said before, you keep Vulcan. It's like he played like absolute shit this year. He doesn't justify his performance at all.
Honestly, this actually might be the crazy thing.
Oh, they tried that before. That was awful. That never happened.
No, not that. You keep.
I gotta say, neither on that one, buddy. They were so bad this year. Insanity's none of them had a good game.
No, Insanity, hell no. Palafox is matter of fact.
Palafox you would only do specifically if you think he can get back to that level.
No, matter of fact,
that would still be a no.
No, matter of fact, If they do get rid of Blabber, you pick up contracts. Matter of fact, no. Okay, I know what they could do, but they have to probably pick up Palafox as well. You get an ADC support bot lane from Korea.
So you're saying just basically just pull an SK and just import bot lane?
Pull a SK. You gotta pull an SK.
Yeah.
You're either pulling an SK or you gotta 2 out of the 3 Korean have to be either be jungle ADC, jungle support, ADC support. It's gotta be two out of those 3 roles gotta come from Korea.
Yeah.
I would personally for me would, if I could pick up contracts and Palify. At least contracts. At least if you can at least get contract, that would be perfect.
Yeah. Rainer said FBI. FBI does not count as an import slot. That is also true. If you could get him, that wouldn't actually be a bad idea either.
Or that
but at that point, if you have Palpat's contract as an FBI, that's just NRG 2.0.
No.
FBI and Vulcan already played together before. We saw how that works out.
I would. Every scenario I have Vulcan's not on the team. Every scenario.
Yeah. I would say for Jack, offer a chance to get Winsome back if you want to do that.
That's the other thing too. Because my team would be, if Santos is gone, Fudge, contracts, a Korean mid and ADC, and Winsome as support. If they can't get contracts, Fudge, Blabber, you probably get Palafox.
Yeah.
You get jungle support. Vulcan is in none of these. Vulcan, in my opinion, is gone. The third one, Santos contracts, Palafox, FBI, then you get a Korean support.
Yeah, because the problem with getting Thanatos right now is that they hamstring themselves with a single import slot. And there have been rumors that they not really satisfied with Blabber's performance this past year, or even just last year at some point.
My best bet is you bring back Fudge, you get contracts.
Import slots open because Berserker's gone. And Thanatos is gone at that point.
Yep. You bring back Wisdom for support. And your ADC in, if I'm Cloud9, my ADC and mid have to come from the same team.
Oh, that would never happen, Rainer. That's so wishful thinking. That would never happen. And that would be pretty bad. Cloud Reckless on a team?
He still counts as an import slot because he's coming from Europe.
Europeans count as imports. Yeah.
No matter what, he would still count as an import, even if he's coming over from Korea. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that not because it's
and you have to factor in when you're talking about import slots in the offseason, the import, you might, in theory, you want to use that as your best positions for like carries or anything, right? You want to use them as like, okay, if I'm importing this guy, this guy's going to be a really great role player, or he's going to be my hard carry, you know? Like, or even from the LCK, like, who do you import then? Because, like, obviously, Faker, BDD, Chovy, they're not Showmaker, they ain't leaving. That's just how it is. They just aren't leaving.
Oh, yeah, also, have you done your pick'em yet?
Oh, we're going to do them tonight. All right, so let's go with the recap. So let's start with the LEC. So the LEC throughout 2024 basically was just G2, we call it the LEC road. They won winter, they won spring, they kind of won summer, in quotations. They won summer, but that was just bad. And then they won the season finals. So G2 has won everything in 2024, and the only org to even snatch a title from this dominant G2 era was just last year in spring with Mad Lions. They're the only org to snatch away a title from G2. Because if Mad Lions didn't win that split, G2 just wins every single split from 2 years straight. Now, the biggest problem with this is because all these European teams, every single one of them, are just so afraid of G2 in every single context. Even when a team like Fnatic can beat G2, you can kind of see they can do it if they really put their minds to it. They can do it because they did it in the series this year, actually. But then they know next time that series that they just won was probably either just luck or G2 just had a bad day. So that means based off two things. That means they only won because of probably just G2 had bad prep, or they just maybe just played slightly better on that day. Or they know if G2 are firing at all five, they can't win. right? And Fnatic, despite having all that, is still the second best team. And we know the glaring flaws about Fnatic. All year, nothing they did get fixed. Nothing. Just straight up ass booty. Speaking of rosters, that roster is really, really going to get scrapped, my opinion. You maybe keep one, maybe max 2 players. You can't keep this running. Because nothing improves in Fnatic. That's why I said they're the worst Western team going into the event. I have no hope for them at all. They should just go 0-4 drop like Team Liquid did last year, just like my regional records in Yu-Gi-Oh! Done. Trash. Fuck out my tournament. Trash. Hate watching this team, man. It's horrible. All year, they made the finals outside of winter. Outside of winter. And they just got clapped. Remember the finals in spring? G2 didn't respect them at all. They could just straight up win the game, but they'd rather give Hans and Sama a pentakill.
Yeah.
Then in the summer one, they're winning every game. All G2 did was just group 5, run it down ARAM style, and just win
group
every
5,
game.
And Noah find a way to get caught out, and then it'll give GGs.
And then in the season finals, for some reason, they can't even win with Smolder with 500 stats.
But then let's not also remember how much Team Liquid, not once but twice smoked the shit out of them. In MSI, they smoked them. Smoked the fuck out of Fnatic.
3-1.
And then they 2-0 them. And then they 2-0 them in the World Cup. And they said, and I remember
5.
And then APA said somebody was one of the Fnatic guys wasn't feeling well. And it was found
always an excuse with them with Fnatic.
No, rather.
You know how we watch the Legends in Action videos every single time. Oh, I didn't play well, man. I just had a fever, man. Like, oh my god.
No, rather actually did have a fever, but
Razor did. But every time one of them loses, it's always, oh, I was feeling bad, man. Like I just couldn't do it. Like
no saying he just wasn't feeling well, but he never said any reason why. He said, I just said, I don't know, my play.
He said in that MSI video he did have a fever. I remember that.
Yeah.
Noah's never feeling well because he's fat as fuck. That man can't stop eating. Oscar Renning can't play Renekton. Renekton might be the most easiest champion to pilot at the competitive level because given how his base skill is pretty low, he can't play Renekton.
You know the issue is every time he picks Renekton, they always pick it first, and then it always gets countered. It's like, really? You pick okay.
He plays Renekton. He picks Renekton. You know that game's lost. If he picks Renekton, any of the games we're gonna watch, it's a loss.
That's like when someone picked Renekton. It's like when I used to play solo queue. People who pick Jinx first, and then I'll just pick Braum. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna shield you. I'm gonna either shield you or I'm going to knowledge.
Well, yeah, because if you put up the unbreakable will, her big rocket will do like half the damage.
That or the time I picked Blitzcrank, and every time she would shoot it, I would just grab her from the bushes. I did that when someone was playing Miss Fortune.
Keep in mind, the 3 autos gets the concussive blows, the stun. He's got a really good level 1. Rainer says, maybe.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about 100 C's over Mad Lions because I saw Keijo's videos and some other people's videos. Mm-hmm. The 4 teams mostly everybody has getting out is PSG. Everybody's saying PSG is the best team in the play-in. I would say that. I'll say between PSG and I'm gonna say 100 C's. I think 100 C's probably better than a lot of people think they are against some of these teams. Game 3rd, Mad Lions is 4th. The only team I can think that can make an upset is against Game, and that's the Japanese team with Evi. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it. You know what the fuck I'm talking about? SAG or whatever.
Yeah. So for me, before we get into that, we'll get to that Worlds a little bit. BDS. BDS is the same position Cloud9's in. Who do you keep out of that roster? Because Nook, I don't think he's all that good, but he's aight. He's like what black people call aight. He's like okay.
They got rid of Crownie and it got worse. I told motherfuckers that Crownie was not the issue. Crownie might have been
Ice wasn't the issue either. You can't really blame it on him. He wasn't really that bad.
But they got worse with Ice.
Effectively, yes. Yeah, the macro just dropped off the face of a cliff with him, you know? Because obviously, I don't think he grabbed Ice for macro. That's just not.
But you are right. Ice wasn't the problem because they were getting They would get reverse swept with Crowny, and they got reverse swept with Ice. Motherfuckers was they could have 3-0 G2, and then G2 just came back. I was like, I saw game 2, I was like, oh damn, G2 better get 3-0. And I saw game 3, I was like, what the fuck? What the BDS?
The problem with BDS is like,
did you plug in your key? No, I.
Oh, speaking of the recap, dude, remember there was a series where G2 started doing the lane swaps.
Yeah.
Remember how they brought, because back in the day you used to be able to do lane swaps. They changed the map so you couldn't do it. There was a game. There's a best of 5 between G2 and BDS. LeBron on the voice on the voice calls that they're gonna do a lane swap. That might have been that is the biggest stomp of the year. It's when G2 did that lane swap against them. They made Adam just tilt off the face of the earth after that. Remember after he did that? That's when he got kicked out in winter. Bro, they beat the oh my. That right there is the biggest stomp of the entire year. G2 versus Team BDS. I forgot what split it was when they did the lane swap, when LeBron called that lane swap. That's how trash that team was in certain aspects, because they did get third most of the splits.
Summer split, they were up to, oh no, was it summer split? Or no, it was the finals. They were up to, it was like games, each game was getting relatively worse. Game 5, BDS had a lead in the beginning of the G2, plugged in, and next BDS couldn't do. I'm like, how the fuck did this team keep getting 3-0?
And then right when they start losing games, you're like, wait a minute, they're about to mentally collapse. And that's the other thing that makes BDS such a weird team, because LeBron on the voice comms can call something and they just do nothing about it. That might be like, bro, what's the point of even telling people they're gonna do a lane swap? You guys, they did nothing about it. Adam looked good in winter, fell off as the year progressed. Shio is like, not like Blabber, but Shio peaks, and it's just not as impressive. Nook is nowhere near as good as Humanoid or Capson. He just gets diddied every single time he faces them. So any matchup, BDS has to get through G2 or Fnatic. Nook just gets diddied. This is what it is. He just gets fucking destroyed. Even though he can beat other people, like BDS, what they need to do is, if you could replace Nook, you have to get rid of. He's got no ceiling. He's literally just He's just meh. That's all he is. He's literally a 6 out of 10 player, and his peak is a 6.5 out of 10. That's all he can do. And then you have Ice. I think Ice is probably the only player you keep. And Lebrov he's Lebrov. He's just trash, honestly. He's just one of these supports ever, in my opinion. What other orders are to talk about? Oh, Mad Lions. I mean, give or take what we thought about Mad Lions coming into the year, they did end up making Worlds. Now, keep in mind, given the LEC's current format system, Mad Lions essentially kind of fucked off in the middle part of the year, and then essentially played the clutch BO5 to get them into a spot to make Worlds, where people said, well, BDS did better results throughout the year. The issue with that is, okay, so I saw people's arguments. What you do is, if G2's already qualified because they won every single split, then G2 shouldn't be in that with them. You should have that spot played with Mad Lions and BDS for the spot, because if G2's already qualified, they should already be not in that.
No,
right?
to me, if G2's qualified, they shouldn't even be in the season finals.
Yeah, they should be in like the upper, not in the first round.
No. They shouldn't even be in at all. But they can win another trophy. Motherfuckers got 3 trophies.
Actually, don't we have 14 now? God damn.
I'm talking about from that year.
I know.
Motherfuckers win all 3 splits. Like shit. It's like
doesn't surprise me at all, honestly.
And then over here you got BDS is like holy shit. And
so,
but this is what they were saying. I remember IW and Kano was saying that BDS were so shit at scrims. It was like Mount.
That breaks my heart, dude. If a team like that is so shit in scrims, how are this team getting third? They got third consistently.
Because they said that damn near if Carmen Court would have won or not won a split, but if Carmen Court would have did better in one other split, they probably would have been there instead of Giant X. Because they said Carmen Court was actually ramping up. They just were too far behind. They said Carmen Court could easily challenge for the third spot in the world if they weren't so far behind. That's how good that team got after they got rid of Sack and whoever else they got, rid of. It was like they said BDS was Cons are just trash. No one's listening to each other. It's like how you saying LeBron was saying, "Oh, the lane swapping," and nobody would do
No one
anything.
just give a fuck at all. Like,
and
that's crazy.
That Adam will give a fuck, but then just get like he will lose.
That's even worse. Do you know how bad that game is in context? Now that we know, he calls a lane swap. They do nothing about it. Adam goes top lane like it's a normal game. When in a lane swap, your top laner goes bot and your bot goes top. He goes top lane, knows they're there because they're doing a lane swap because his support said it. So we know he knows it, and then just loses his team the whole game. Man, just burn out all order trash.
And then he lost 1v1 to Hansama, and then Shale gets killed. Try to help him. Now it's just like, oh, okay, 2 kills. 2 kills to I forgot what champion Hansama was playing, but
it was on Jinx. Remember? He was on
Jinx. Oh yeah, it was Jinx.
Yeah.
It was 3 kills by 10 minutes. Yeah, it was GG.
Yeah.
Like just go to game 5. It was like, oh fuck. Okay, BDS. Okay, BDS is getting reverse swept again. I remember the comments was like, oh, not again. I remember
that was the biggest stomp of the year. I'm going to go back and watch that. The G2 versus BDS game where they roast with a lane swap. When G2 was doing it on people. It was in spring because it was before the MSI happened. Oh my God. I had never seen such players mentally defeated on stage in my life. They looked like they were seriously about to all just like break down and cry. Like with Mari telling the fat bitch that baby dad is not the kid's father. Like that. Like you didn't actually mentally break.
That's when they lost 3-1.
Yeah, true. Mm-hmm.
That's when they lost 3. It was game 3. Game 3 broke them. Like Adam looked like he looked like he was about to find a bridge.
So I'm gonna ask you this about BDS before we go to the few other teams. Remember when he was benched because he was being a piece of shit in winter? Do you think if they don't bench him and beat Mad Lions, they would get to Worlds? Because if they don't bench him and they somehow win that Mad Lion series, they do have enough points to actually technically qualify for Worlds at that point. That's a weird thing, though.
No, they would still need to get to third because.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They still do. Yeah. And there's no guarantee you even beat Mad Lions because Mad Lions beat them anyway with Gen X.
But if they did that, then Mad Lions would have got knocked out by Comrade Corp. That's how it would have been. If BDS would have beat Mad Lions, or I don't know if BDS get to Worlds, but Mad Lions doesn't get there.
Yes. Yeah. Because that's the problem is if G2's already qualified for Worlds, then just give them like in the season finals, just don't make them play the first round. Just make them play in like the finals or whatever. Just have them, you take 2 weeks off, you be in the finals, you earned it, whatever. Then let BDS and Mad Lions play it out. Because I understand what BDS fans would say. Okay, I understand where they're coming from. You get this roster gets 3rd place all year. Mad Lions kind of like fucked around in the middle part of the year, but they were like really bad at some point. They honestly almost never made playoffs in that last week in summer when they were 1-7. Yeah. They were honestly, they fucked around so bad that literally in 1 week, if they had lost an extra game, they were just completely out of the whole season. It's over, So at that point, if BDS has results like that, I would just say, hey, let them play a single best of 5 for the spot, and whoever wins it. That's what I would do personally because. That's kind of, to be fair, unfair, but BDS has so many chances at winning some series anyway, too.
But see, that's the issue. That's why BDS has to come prepared because it's the whole situation. You had a chance to knock out G2. And you
they did. They had a chance to actually just beat G2 and be in Worlds. If they beat G2 in that best of 5 when they were up in the series, you go to Worlds. You're good because G2's already in Worlds.
G2's in Worlds. Fnatic's in Worlds because they're in the final. If then you gotta meet Mad Lion. If you beat G2, that match if G2 loses. No,
they're in the lower bracket, remember? Because Mad Lions beat G2, so G2 would have been out of the season finals.
But but the thing is, I think G2 versus Mad Lions will still have to Mad Lions versus BDS will still have to happen.
No, it still would, but at that point, G2 would have been out of the season finals, but they would still be in Worlds, and you would have that match right there for the spot.
Yep.
So I'm saying, BDS had many chances to make Worlds. There were so many best of 5s they could have won to get to. Guys, they were 2-0 up in the series, lost a single game, and their mentality. You want that at Worlds? They lost a single game in a series.
And that's the reason why people said G2 lost to Mad Lions on purpose. Look at Game 5 game, and when they grouped all up.
Oh, yeah. When Cap said, hey, guys, let's go mid. Cap, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Someone said that Mad Lions was the worst team, but their mentals were. Mad Lions had no pressure. They didn't mind being the third seeded team. And it's the same thing from last year. Mad Lions was the better team last year than BDS when it went to Worlds. Mad Lions at least did some shit. Won a game. BDS went 0-3, got the fuck out of here. Like BDS was like, I don't know whose 0-3 was worse, BDS or Team Liquid, but like
yeah. Because when push comes to shove, guys, if certain orgs teams have a chance to make it, you have to win that clutch match. You have to if you want to move on. They had a chance to win. And it wasn't a series where they had to reverse sweep to get back into that position. They were 2-0 up. They were 2-0 up. They had a chance to just 3-0 in G2. You go to Worlds. That's it. They couldn't do it. And the rest of the year culminates to the season finals point. And that's the thing is they did this all year. Lose one game in the series. Apparently that just means the whole world's over. That just means the whole world's over because we lose one game in a best of 5. Crazy world we live in.
It's one of those things where I feel like if they went down 2-0, they might have had a better chance of trying to. BDS can never go up 2-0 because I don't know something about game 3. their comp would be the same comp, and then it'd just be like, okay, and then G2 just comes out with some shit, and then motherfucking nut.
But they don't challenge G2 on anything. It's so crazy how none of these teams, whether they be Mad, Vitality, none of them can challenge G2 on anything. G2 not even doing anything really that special sometimes. But I will say this: if G2 plays that really good early game style that we know they can play, I don't know what that summer split form was. They're just beating the shit out of everyone. That's the thing is G2 are going to have to inherently nerf themselves going into this offseason with a different roster because, if they don't do well at Worlds, that roster is going to get some players removed. That means G2 has to remove players off their own roster to give everyone else a chance. That is crazy. We're at this point in the LEC. The best org team have to nuke themselves for everyone else to get better. Kind of like the whole rising tides lifts all ships. That's the saying, right? Let's should even beat that. These guys, like G2 guys, aren't doing anything that special. We've seen Mickey X take his brain out of his skull and throw it in the trash and just run it. We've seen that. And you can't even beat that. That's sad. Like Yike can have some really off games. So can Caps. So can Broken Blade. But they just can't win. The teams are so mentally broken they can't believe they win. It's out of this possibility, this world. All right, so let's go to LCS. LCS was to be fair, this is the final year of the LCS branding because remember I showed you on YouTube they're calling it the Americas League. So this is the final year for the LCS. It's been around for a very, very long time. I started watching in 2015, and this year, we had the Cloud9 super team that obviously failed, and that was the biggest story of the LCS. If we're being honest here, outside of like the FlyQuest rookies, Masu, and outside of like Team Liquid stuff, and then you had 100 Thieves that were there for a little bit. The Cloud9 super team failed on every front. So keep in mind, what I'm just going to tell you guys right now. This is the same thing that happened in Team Liquid back in 2022. So that's why they're both comparable, in my opinion. I might do a video about how bad they both are, but nevertheless, let's start here. The Cloud9 super team for JoJo Peon. Okay, so this year, people thought they were going to win everything. Summer, spring, go to MSI, EWC, because you've been at MSI, you get the EWC invite. And then that was it. Win everything, at least make finals. That was like or at least the bare minimum was get Worlds. You're Cloud9, you should be at Worlds. That's the minimum. You should be in Worlds. Okay, you got none of that. You didn't get spring. You didn't get finals in spring. You got third place. First of all, remember that week where if they didn't go 2-0 against FlyQuest and Team Liquid, they'd have been out. Guys, there was a point in the spring split where they were going to be out of playoffs contention. They didn't go 2-0. It was that bad. Then in summer, they completely just collapsed in the playoffs. They lost to FlyQuest. They got upset by 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
And with JoJo Peon, they got nothing. They got nothing this year. They spent all this money on JoJo Peon. taking away the coaching staff to pay this guy's fat ass salary, and this motherfucker can't even show up to work all the time, but they live in the same goddamn house. The guys live in the same house here. And then you have some of the EG coaches like Peter Dunn and Kelsey. They're like, well, we coach JoJo, and we know he's not like that. And I was like, oh my God, guys, see, he probably changed. Do you people know that people can change? There's a good chance you guys were lenient on him to the point where he obviously maybe didn't respect you enough, or because we know EG was ran like complete shit. We're gonna talk about EG was ran like complete shit. And keep in mind, guys, when JoJo first came onto the scene, he had a lot to prove. When he was proven, he might have just gotten to his head that he didn't need to prove anything anymore, and he could just fuck around. Well, on Cloud9, they don't like that. I'm sorry, like I know some of these esports players are like really young, but when you are working for someone, you don't fuck around. You take your job seriously. And JoJo Pion didn't work out for Cloud9. Super team pretty much failed. The LCS content was fine this year. I do like the pros episodes that they do, except when Emily's doing them. I don't watch those, but when everyone else is doing it, it's fine. Pros is good. The dive is fine.
No slander on Emily. No slander on Emily.
Hey, man. I don't. Meteos is weird for me on the dive. That guy is like always perma sarcastic. Have you noticed that? He's just always sarcastic.
I just never cared for him. He was one of those players. I'm like, okay, yeah.
So the dive is fine for me outside of like Meteos just being perma sarcastic. The content for those is fine. The broadcast was way better. The start times are better. So everything that Mark said they were gonna do, they did, and I thought it made the broadcast better. The problem here with that, guys, it's just too little, too late. This is stuff they could have been doing years. People asked for this stuff for years. Why is that we got all this in the very last split or years beyond me? Like just with Faker, right? Faker's the biggest name in League of Legends of all time. He is the Michael Jordan of the game. Why is it that right now Riot just came out with a Faker Ari skin? Why did they capitalize on this years ago? Faker's won 4 world championships. He won 2013. He won in 2015. He won in 2016. All those MSIs, he won 2 MSIs. So much content you should have capitalized on this guy. Money. People would they charged $500 for an Ari skin. Imagine how much money they would pay for that shit back in the day. But the problem with Riot and the LCS go hand in hand. Riot is just horrible at managing the LCS, and it goes to show you that too. 2 orgs have gone, NRG's gone, IMT is gone. No one's going to care about IMT anyway. We have a Mexico team coming in, and we have a Challenger team coming in. This is our LCS state. I mean, I'll be honest here. Team Liquid and FlyQuest are just kind of right now a cut above the rest for right now. Cloud9, as we told earlier in the show, I don't honestly know what their roster decisions are going to be. You know, it's just really crazy at this point now. I hope the Americas League is better because whenever the league became franchised, it kind of was just all the same in my opinion. Nothing really ever changed. And it took away Dash. I really don't know why they did that. It made no sense. It's just. Oh, God, I could go on for hours. Oh, fucking hell. Remember Tigris, guys? Tigris. She bitch is moaning. On the stage, she is moaning. This is the standard that we set for ourselves in the LCS. Our Ladycaster moans sexually. That's our LCS.
Hey, man, Moancast is hot. Hey, Kitty does it.
Fuck.
Hey,
so
man.
That's our LCS. I mean, just a lot of, how would I say it? They basically got the venture capital money. They thought esports was going to be this big thing when franchise hit, and none of it happened because not only they super incompetent guys. This is how more incompetent they are with the LCS right now. The LCS Twitch channel is allowing Twitch subs. Why didn't they do this back then? Did they just now discover you could do Twitch subs? Oh, my heart. I can't take it. Fuck the LCS. Oh, God. Just, yeah, give me a rebrand. I don't care. Just rebrand, start over, do something better. Because I feel like when they got franchises, all the same shit, honestly. The same thing. And then now, the final year, you want to change it up? Go fuck yourself. Oh, my God. Jeez. So many missed opportunities. LCS orgs can't make any money. Because, this esports doesn't make a lot of money to begin with. We're that player walkout that happened. Players like, we're unfairly treated. No, you're not. You make all the money. You sit on your ass to play video games. How are you treated unfairly? Like, God damn. Our system's so bad. Burn it all. Start over. Just straight up start over. It's okay. Oh, also the revenue shares shrinking might be the reason why Cloud9 cut JoJo because, the money you get from Riot is going to be getting cut down because they announced that before. Yeah. And yeah, that's it for the LCS. And let's talk about the thing we mentioned on the Cloud9 Iron Man podcast yesterday, LNG. Okay, so this was a situation that happened with EG. So Danny, after they qualified for Worlds back in 2022 by beating Team Liquid 3-2, they announced that EG needed an emergency sub, which was Danny, right? They kicked him out for Kaori, okay? So then after that, they had an emergency sub, which was him. Now, in Riot's own rules, they have this thing called a roster lock, where basically you lock in your substitutes for whatever position you want, and it's 2 spots. They had one for jungle, which made no sense because they had Inspired, who people call like the best player in the league, which makes no freaking sense at all. And then they had a coach listed for one of the other ones. So then, because Riot didn't want... So basically, 100 Thieves would have played against some sort of like jank coach roster, and Inspired would have probably had to lane swap if they didn't allow this emergency situation to happen, right? And keep in mind, they should have to play with the subs they have because that's what a roster lock is. So if you locked in a coach or whatever guy is your sub, you should have to play those people. But they didn't. They allowed EG to get away with it because Nicole obviously was the CEO at the time, and they let Kaori come in. Now, I thought Kaori was pretty good. I thought they should have kept him, in my opinion, but whatever. Story for another day, honestly. 100 Thieves does win that series 3-2 and good. Holy crap. Imagine getting a bumfuck situation like that if you're 100 Thieves and you lose to that. And you're like, God damn, that fucking sucks. So this happens with LNG. This whole emergency sub situation. So we watched that video. Remember last week when we did the show on Sunday? LNG knew that this could have been a problem with Scout, that he couldn't travel. And they didn't do anything about it. Now, to be fair, LPL format is very, very challenging, even harder than World in some aspects, right?
From what I've seen, it wasn't just LPL. It was something about China.
True.
Certain players weren't allowed to leave because of visa issues. And Scout was on that list. Mm-hmm. They didn't think he was going to, get to World.
Yes. And they knew this months prior, too, because remember, in the summer split, the LPL format changed, and people have mentioned that it's a bit harder to win that than Worlds. That's by the by, but it's a long form. It's a long season when it comes to this new format for the LPL because they changed the entire thing in summer, right? So then LNG qualified for World, obviously, and now come to find out, Scout can't go, like we talked about earlier, and they're going to bring in Yagao with an emergency sub situation. Now, if LNG kind of had a hint of this, why didn't they get another person? It's beyond me.
They're still working on a process too. That's why as of now he's not eligible to leave China.
Right. Yeah.
But they said if he is, they have to give a 72-hour notice that he'll be able to play, and then they got to.
So he's gonna fly over to Europe, jet lag, no practice with his team. This is just a disaster situation if you're LNG too.
Yeah. Also, LPL players are used to playing 14-hour days. It's a bit like, fuck it.
Yeah. The other thing about this emergency sub situation that I just kind of is so bad sometimes is because a player like Yagao, so he did very well in 2023. People are like, is that the same Yagao that did so well in 2023? Guys, that's not the same guy. He's played like absolute shit the entire year. That guy's he lost JDG the series to go to World with Ruler.
And Kanavi kind of.
And Kanavi. Well, Kanavi's overrated as hell, in my opinion. But
Yagao and Kanavi were about.
They ran them series to the dirt, to the ground. Because Ruler was their only good player, to be honest here. And Missing is.
He's living up to his name.
Always missing. So the problem with these emergency sub situations is even outside of the roster locks, you're allowed to just take a player and just plug him into your roster when you should have a sub, which is what the rule. Those are the rules. I'm not saying I would have those rules, but those are the rules that Riot plays itself, right?
But Riot is where Riot, and then I realized the divisions conferences have different rules as well because they all are under different. I forgot. Riot's owned by
Tencent, so obviously that's the Chinese government, so they could just be like, I don't give a fuck about your rules.
Yeah, because Korea has different rules as well as China.
Yeah,
it's like the LCS.
So imagine that Yagao was able to basically tank JDG's year with this horrible gameplay, and now he's going to go to LNG and just get a free pass to Worlds after playing that bad.
and his world shrink is still high. They said, oh God, T1 beats KT. You got the China killer here, and then you got the Genji, and then you got the Genji killer. Yagao coming to the world like, oh fuck. What? I swear, if LG gets the top 8, it better not be LG Genji. That I'll be sad.
You know what's crazy about that? It's if LNG, because some people may make comments. What if they did just like toss a coin? Because you know the format's random. It's just Swiss. It's just random Swiss. What if they have a favorable draw where their 4 teams are easy opponents? They get an easy way into quarters, then get an easy opponent in quarters, so they get a top 4 with the player that shouldn't even be on their roster to begin with. So Yagao could essentially tank JDG's year and get a top 4 at World spot if the Swiss format plays out for them, where they get easy opponents.
Yeah, like LG.
That's terrible.
Like LG can fuck around and play like Fnatic.
Liquid.
It'll be 2-3. That means Fnatic is 2. LG's 3. That means they could fuck around because Day1 and T1 are both 3, and everybody's coming out of the plane are 4. That's me. That's how they're saying they're doing it, but I'm not sure.
Like that's the thing. If you're LNG, it's like if we can allow emergency subs and just fuck around like this, why can't LNG get rookie then? Well, maybe in people asking for too much money. Maybe
no rookie. Apparently, rookie was on the list. Yagao was the number 1 person.
Yagao. Oh no.
I gotta see. There's a list. Someone took it down. But I gotta see. Who.
Oh my god! I hate world. I hate life. I hate life so much. Also, guys, keep in mind. What I was gonna bring up with Yagao is when you have a situation like this. It's happened in the LPL too. Keep in mind, what's the reason why Milky Way is on FPX? RNG discovered Milky Way. You know that really good player that was popping off? They loaned him to FPX because RNG has money issues, and that's another story for another day. What is the thing about loaning players and emergency subs? Like, we can just loan players. Can I just get loan ruler then? Can I just get them then? To just get my team better? Can I have that? That's the problem this situation creates. You see my point?
What it was? Okay. I have to go back and look.
Oh,
okay.
No, my heart.
No, matter of fact, okay, I was right. It came down to because I was right. It was I knew I was fucking right. Okay. Right. LNG got the third spot. They beat Weibo. Weibo goes against JDG, who JDG beat Ninjas. That's me due to Weibo with the 4-seeded team. You can't take off the 4-seeded team. You would have to take off the team who was next, and the next team was Yagao and JDG. Because JDG beat if Ninjas beats JDG, they take rookie instead of Yagao. That's what it was. That's what it was because they said because the Chinese the LPL playoffs were the same thing. LNG beat 3-0 Weibo. They got 3rd seed. Weibo faces JDG 3-2. They give 4 seed JDGs out. But if there was to be a sub, it would have to come from the team that
made the playoffs, right? Who made top 6?
Yeah, who made top 6, but who lost in round 2. You have, unless they had another player from another team already as a potential backup from a lower seeded team. Like say if they had Prince as an ADC backup, because sometimes you could do that. You could have someone on like temporary load. It just like LPL got so many goddamn rules to this shit. It doesn't even make fucking sense. But pretty much what it was is whoever won between JDG and Ninjas, if something happened with LNG or Weibo, or even BLG and Top Esports, those would have been the first two teams players would have got taken off from. And Yagao just happened to be rookie. They snatched up him, even though rookie had a better year. Yagao had the better team, even though they're both.
That means basically if Nip had beaten JDG, there was 2 times they could have. They did it once. Remember? If they had just beaten JDG in the regional qualifier,
there's a good chance that rookie gets picked. And not 100%, proven that rookie would have got picked if they beat him.
Because he might have not had a visa either, honestly.
Well, yeah, that would have been a thing too. Now you gotta have a visa to leave, because some of these guys don't have visas to leave the country.
They probably don't think they're gonna make worlds. Yeah, because they probably don't think they're making worlds. Yeah,
making worlds or MSI. Like a lot of these, like that's why some of these players can't even go to Hong Kong, because Hong Kong is considered a province in China, but it's not. It's not Chinese land, but it's not considered China.
It's because when they ran the LMS, if you took an LMS player from Taiwan, that they would have been considered an import.
Yeah, that like you can live 15 minutes outside of Hong Kong, because there's people that would travel from Hong Kong in there, and it was like literally go like live in Mexico and travel to the United States to work. That's what it was. Like, you know, and it's still corrupt too, because motherfuckers out there get kidnapped. Man, I'm gonna leave that whole Hong Kong.
Well, yeah. So now we're at this point where Yagao has essentially played like shit all year, and given how random Worlds is, because Worlds formats at the one we just had last year, because they redid the entire thing. There's a format where LNG can make just top 8 again.
Yep.
Potential top 4 if they get an easier opponent instead of the defending world champions this time. If they face T1 again in top 8, that would just be sad.
I was at 2-3. There's a possibility. I got a weird feeling there might be LNG versus Genji in top 8.
Oh, good lord! Even that itself is crazy. That he's gifted a free top 8 for just being the emergency sub. I mean, to be fair, we would have to judge his World performance, because, you know, players can play better at Worlds, give or take the circumstances. But it's just the context. If you watch this guy the entire year, that guy doesn't deserve to be at Worlds. This guy's terrible.
Like, here's my hot take. One of the LCS teams, just like last year, is going to make top 8.
Just depends on which one.
No, it won't be the one you think it is.
So it's going to be FlyQuest.
Yeah. I think it's going to be FlyQuest. I think Team Liquid is going to go be up 2-1 and then bottom out. 100 Seasons going to go 1-3. Sad to say it, but...
that's the thing, too, with the 100 Thieves is I just don't think they have enough firepower on their roster to do anything, honestly. Outside of game, if they just got our play-ins, it's fine.
I think they got the firepower. I just don't think they were ready to get to Worlds.
They're just outclassed in every single role.
I think Cloud9 was built to go to Worlds, and I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, yeah.
Well, the thing is,
100
if they face up against any Korean or LPL team, it's just curtains for them.
Shit, maybe even the fucking European team at this point. They're going to lose to G2. I swear, if 100 Seeds faces
Fnatic beats G2, holy shit! I'm
gonna tell you right now. If 100 Seeds face Fnatic and beat them, blow up the whole team. Just no. 100 Seeds.
But there might be a world 100 Thieves faces Fnatic. Honestly, there might be a world where that happens. If they beat Fnatic, holy shit! Just burn that roster to the ground.
Just burn that roster, because this is how I'm looking at it. Like this.
Noah and Jun versus Tomo and Ayla. Peak League of Legends.
This is my hot take. All 4 LCK's team get to top 8. That's not the hot take. That's part of it. Only 2 LPL teams get in. Only 2.
I think you're right. I think we have what we have last year. 1 Western team and the rest is Asian teams.
I think it's 2 Western teams.
Well, because
I'm not trusting Weibo.
No. It's just given the format, because we saw it last year. We're gonna have like because last year there was an LCK knockout round. I think that'll happen again, but not because they won't make it because of skill. I think they won't be making because at some point one will have to knock out the other one just by how the format works. So I think either that's gonna happen with the LPL or it's gonna happen with the LCK. So it's 1 Asian team not going in, but I think we'll get 1 Western team. Preferably, I would think it should be Team Liquid or G2. But the problem here is, G2 didn't make it out of Swiss last year either. They only had to win that 1 clutch best of 3, and they couldn't do that. Team Liquid has really good macro, but we've seen that even when they have really good macro, they can't really effectively, sometimes close out against Eastern teams.
This is what I'm saying is going to happen. I think it's going to be all 4 Korean teams. But I think this time, Gen G and T1 are going to end up on the same side. This is what I think is going to happen. I think both are going to end up on the same side. Life is going to get one of the Western team and smoke them. Mm-hmm. They're going to smoke the shit out of them. And the other one, this was I think T1's going to get an LPL team, and I think Gen G. I think Gen G is going to get.
Do you think they make top 4 given their current form, which hasn't been up to their standards?
Who?
T1.
Yeah, I think it's T1 versus Gen G in top 4.
On the same side? I would think so. Given how the format works, yeah.
I think that's how it's going to be.
1 second, everyone, because Chad said want to do the pick'ems really quickly.
I think Danwon. I think Danwon and Ham. I think Gen G is going to get the other. I think it's going to be Gen G versus.
Yeah, that was weird that they said that. That didn't happen in Swiss last year. And there was no rematches in Swiss at all. Everything was a different team. Do they mean what I don't want happens in Switch is we see LCS and LEC BO1s like we saw Mad Lions versus BDS? I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see it. Yeah,
I don't want to see no regional. Who wants to see region versus region at Worlds? I want to see different people clash.
Yeah, I don't want to see Damwon versus KT to see who gets in top 8. I don't want to see that. That's really
because that's like anti-watching international competition. I want to see different people go at it.
It was like because they kept giving us Fnatic versus I'm like, oh really? Oh, let's give you Cloud9 versus Team Liquid. I'm like, oh fuck me. Okay, all right, that's what we're doing now.
These are my play-in teams. I'm just gonna pick them. I don't really care too much about play-ins. Honestly, I mostly care about the Swiss stage.
Okay,
which hasn't revealed yet. Crystal Ball. Let's go.
I'm doing mine as well right now too. I might as well.
Okay, what will be the duration of the longest single game at Worlds? What was last year's longest game? Like what? It was like 45, 49. I remember.
It's between 45 and 49. I don't think it's gonna go over 50.
How many pin and kills would be there at Worlds? Was there any pin and kills at Worlds last year? Was there?
It was 3, and they were all in the playing stage.
I'm gonna say 2 to be safe.
Yeah.
Which Drake will be killed the most? Oh,
that's it.
What's the final one?
Inferno?
Might be Ferno or Hextech.
I'm going Ocean. That one is such a coin toss. That's such a coin toss. That's literally just.
I don't like questions like these. Like, this is 6 random. The dragons spawn randomly on the map. I don't know.
Okay, pick block in 5 days. All right, I'm gonna go pick first.
River will force Levy to retirement. Oh God! How many Baron stills will be at Worlds? 0 to 2. Yeah. How many reverse sweeps will there be at Worlds?
Okay, for bracket A, I got Madeline and PSG.
Okay.
Bracket B, I got Game and 100. Yeah, because I want to pick SAG, but. Yeah, so they're telling me don't pick them. Yep.
This question is always so hard because there's so many fucking champions. Who will be the most play the most different roles? This is so.
I'm going Poppy because Poppy can be flexed three ways.
Yeah, this is kind of just a coin toss. This is just
it's think of a champion that could be flexed top jungle and support or top mid ADC.
Zeri can be top mid. And
ADC. You gotta think of somebody that could be flexed in 3 different roles. I'm going Poppy. I'm going Poppy because
who will be the pick most during Champ Select? Picked most. Oh fuck! Because I know the meta's not going to be changed. If Aurora is Aurora going to be globally banned at Worlds?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Most picked. It's always pretty much a mid or a jungle. I don't know what the meta is. If the meta is going to be the same at Worlds, I'll just pick Corki.
Yeah.
They pick. Okay. Who will be the most banned? Just pick Rumble.
No. Rumble's nerfed. He's nerfed.
He is?
He's nerfed on this patch.
Most banned. Aurora. Who will have the most deaths at Worlds? It probably be.
I'm going Cassante. I think there's gonna be one reverse sweep.
Who will have the highest win rate at Worlds? Minimum 5 games played. Cassante. Oh, you're right. Yeah. I'll go Cassante this one. Everyone's gonna pick Cassante. Everyone's picking that guy. Black man. I like black man.
Just like my name.
Nope, not you. You're black.
Who
will play the most different champions? Who's the most Riot? How? Okay. The most who's the most flexible player?
You know the crazy part about Golden Glue is he's a reserve for 100 C's Golden Glue. I was like, fuck me, no.
If he plays, you're going 0-5. That's L. So trash.
I love Golden.
He's the sub and the coach.
Yeah, crazy. him and Meech are considered subs. I'm like, oh no, fuck.
Fucking hell.
Because which role did he play again? He played on.
He was mid. Yeah.
Fuck. He's not gonna be needed for mid. He might be needed for
Whippo. Whippo's pretty flexible. I'll give him. Who will get the most kills in a single game at Worlds?
It's definitely ADC or
yeah, because it was Ruler last year, so we know it's going to be an ADC. I would go aim. I'll pick aiming. On that one. Who will have the highest KD at World? It's always Chovy. He always has the highest KD. He had the highest last year. Every year he has one World, he has the highest stats ever. Man just knows how to just play the lane. I'll give him that. Who will get the most for blood kills?
Fuck.
That's usually a jungler. I'm gonna say Peanut as a safe pick.
Is it Peanut? Okay.
Who will get at least one pennant kill at World? Riot. What are we doing here?
I'm picking someone from the
I was gonna pick the LPL 80. I'll pick
no. There is no.
I'm not that.
There was no pennant kill past the playing stage last year. Go watch Kajo's video because he did the same, and then I went and looked after it.
Hans Sama got the closest with Kaisa against the BLG best of 3. I remember that. Which team from a region with 2 seeds or less will advance the furthest at World? I'll think it's PSG if you say.
Who gets banned the most?
Which team will win the shortest game at Worlds? Anything with T1 in it.
I'm going to. Someone put Kendall put Gen G. I was like, it's not going to
be. They would have had the fastest against Gam if T1 didn't beat Cloud9 as hard as they did. Because their game ended in 20 minutes. T1's ended in 18.
Yeah, it was like, God.
Just that might have been the biggest stomp of the entire year. I ain't seen the game that bad in a while.
Hey man, like at least no, they beat you guys in 21 minutes. They got the Baron and just stomped the fuck out of you. At least they got the Baron. Mount Lion, they got the fucking Herald to beat you. How the fuck that's
deals. Hanwha.
Which
team will win World? As you guys know, I'm not believing in Gen G until they're in the finals. I'm just gonna pick BLG. There you go.
I'm picking T1. Every time I pick against T1.
Hi!
Motherfucker, no one saw T1 was going to win last year. And then they decided just to turn the fucking brains on.
Yeah, I will say this. Every year I believe in Gen G. To be fair, they only made top 4 in 2021.
Hamalive? Oh, okay. All right.
Whoa. I might be high off Peanut's asshole, which I love. Come on. I'm not believing in Gen G, so if they make the finals, I'll be a lot more happier.
I want Gen G's.
I want them to win World. I really do. If this year, because I'll be honest with you guys, if they don't do it this year, people know Kenya took a massive pay cut to play on this team. They built this roster to win Worlds. They won MSI. They won Spring. They didn't win Summer or EWC.
EWC, I don't think matters as much as people saw.
I think it's just the embarrassing fashion they lost in. They got clobbered pretty hard.
They went over there. Got stomped in like 48 hours, and they were back home sleeping on their mama's couch.
Damn. God. Which team will play the most different champions at Worlds? Who's the most flexible team?
It's gotta be the. I might be going. You got Arsenal. Okay, I was like.
I was gonna because LCK teams are pretty standard with most picks they have. I would even LPL teams are too. It has to be a Western team.
I'm picking Mad Lions.
You're right.
Because Mad Lions will have more games too.
Merwin plays a whole bunch of different picks. Okay.
That motherfucker. What the fuck did he the fuck was he playing?
He took every ADC top. Smolder, Zeri, Nidalee.
I swear, if I see this motherfucker pull off Seraphine top, I'm done. Who have the most deaths at Worlds? Champion wise, fuck. Who died? Which champion does Mickey X play a lot? I'm sorry.
Nautilus. Oh, you're right. I'm changing it to Nautilus.
That motherfucker.
You're Nautilus. You're always destined to get killed.
Yeah. Even man, you can have a pure armor build, and that shit gets straight right through. Plus, if Mickey X is playing, you know that motherfucker love to end. Yeah.
One more second here, and we're gonna go over.
Who would have the highest win rate at World Champion wise? You want to go? Part of me wants to go either Caitlyn or Corky, but fuck.
Highest win rate has to because Tristana's nerfed, isn't she?
Yeah, she's nerfed.
I don't know if Corky is. I don't know if they nerfed all 8 AD mids. Actually,
I'm going. I just go Jinx.
That's a safe pick too.
Yeah, I'm going Jinx. Fuck
I don't know if Kai'Sa's going to be picked this year either. I swear to God, if we see Kai'Sa picked, oh my God. Wait a minute. Ashe.
Oh, thank you. Because Ashe is another flex pick. That's a
flex pick. Yeah.
Oh, I just realized Merwin might pick Ashe top. Oh, fuck. Oh,
bless our souls for watching that. Bless our souls for having to watch that.
Oh, God. I don't want to see that. That's disgusting. Players. Who would play the most different champion than Merwin? I have to go Merwin. Fuck it.
I'm sorry, man. I can't believe in the LPL to win Worlds. It's not that they're choking. It's just that if they play up against an LCK team that figures out their play style like T1 did last year, it's something to law for the LPL.
I realized T1 beat JDG back-to-back years in the semis. I just realized that. Because I just finished watching T1 beat JDG. I was like, damn,
they beat them in, at least with the Yagal roster, they won a game.
Yup.
They won one more game with the Yagal roster than one with the super team. No, sorry. No, they won 3-1. Yeah, it was 3-1, 3-1, but at least they won one of those games in a convincing fashion.
There was more competitive with last year than this year. They were more competitive. No, they were more competitive in 2022 than 2023.
Give me 1 second here.
Okay. I think it's gonna be Merwin. Fuck it.
All right. So speaking of the future of the Americas esports, yeah. So no more LCS. The LCS is over. That's why we got that really good final LCS ceremony where it celebrated Bjergsen, Double Lift, all the OGs. You know, because now we're just called the Americas. And if you guys have watched the LCS YouTube channel or NACL, that's why they're doing the whole challengers thing right now to see which team comes in. Because a lot of people have said, well, can we get promotion relegation back? We don't exactly have that. It's mostly just kind of like, I think after a year or so, they're going to find out you have the team that promoted in has to go into a tournament where they have to basically win to keep that spot. So you do have promotion relegation back. It's just not going to be every split, honestly.
Okay, as of now, LG still has Scout on the roster. He's just ineligible. He's ineligible to play. You guys to starting person until further notice.
Oh Lord, please bless our souls.
The
only team that I can see randomly winning Worlds is Top Esports. I do genuinely think they are really strong.
And guess what? Guess who's the backup of T1? Guess who?
Reckless. Yeah, Reckless is a sub to Carrier. So people have said, do they sub him in? Guys, no. In the Swiss system, if they lose a clutch game to an LPL or an LCK team, and you put Reckless in one of those games, that might have fucked your chances at getting top 8. He's not playing the game.
Definitely, if Reckless loses in Europe, oh my God.
Like, if this was back in the day, in the other Worlds format you watched in 2022, which was the original one for many years, if it was the group stage and T1 did so well that random games didn't matter because they already were guaranteed out of the group, yeah, he might have played. But in this system, all games matter. They lose a single game, that could have just messed with their chance of getting out entirely, honestly. Or if they lose a clutch game, that means they could be on the side with Gen G, Homolife, and we know they can't beat them. So that's not where they want to be. They are not playing Reckless at all. I promise you. They play him, they might as well just not even try. Play that guy, you lose. That guy is not good as Carrier. Sorry, Carrier's running it. He's still better.
You know who might get the most single kills of the game? Super.
Never thought of that.
Think about that. Mountain Lions, they put all this shit for Super.
What if the crowd's chanting, Super Trash?
Now that'd be dirty. Who have the highest KDA? You say, yeah, Chovy. It's Chovy.
He always has the best KDA.
It's between Chovy and Nate, my opinion. I'm going to go with Chovy.
I don't think there's been a year he hasn't been first in stats. Ever since he started coming, he just always been. There was a year he was in the playing stage. On average, he was plus 100 CS over his opponent. I was like, man, this guy's just absolutely insane.
First blood. Who plays in a Razor? Nah.
First blood. Oh, shit.
I'm going Kane. The fuck?
It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm going. It's between Kane and motherfucking Peanut. Yeah, it's between
that fresh nut. Don't you love that fresh nut? Like Diddy.
Yeah, with the baby oil.
Gosh. And the dildos.
Hey, yo. Baby oil and dildos. What the fuck you doing with that? That's
Well, I want to get to this as our last thing because the America's Esports Update. Now, keep in mind when Riot does this, guys. Remember how we read that horrible esports article from John Need Baloney? Guys, they don't have a writer on here. This is written by LOL Esports staff. I will say this. Even the media that people criticize for like pop culture and shit, at least when someone does an article, they put the guy's name to it. Riot is such pussies. They can't even have the person that wrote the article's name on there. It's written by LOL Esports staff. That's not a person.
I mean, technically, it is a person. That person just doesn't have a name.
I hate you. I hate you.
I mean, unless it's AI. If
AI wrote this, probably.
I swear to God, if AI wrote this, just burn the whole world to the ground. That's disgusting.
Remember, John Needham was like, "Well, the economy's in a good spot." Okay, John, just shut up. I don't even know what you're talking about. You're a crackhead. He said the economy was in a good spot under Joe Biden. Okay, John, shut up. America's Esports Update, TLDR. We're excited to unveil initial details for the Americas as a regional league next season, representing a new chapter of LOL Esports. The league will follow a 3-split format, like in the LEC. Split 1 kicks off with a tournament. Split 2 encourages teams to hone their skills while allowing fans build stronger connections with their favorite teams and players. And Split 3 ramps up the intensity as teams battle for a spot at Worlds. We'll also break down the new Tier 2/Academy system and how it feeds into Tier 1. I hope they give teams more digital goods to help them make money, because they just now gave teams a bunch of emotes that they could buy to sell, but they could fucking right, man. League of the Americas. As we continue to shape the future of League of Legends esports, the League of the Americas marks the beginning of an exciting chapter that honors the storied legacy of the LCS, LLA, and CB LOL. In developing the newly proposed model, our goals are to capitalize on the strengths of each region, growing our existing fan bases, improve competitive play, and America's results in international tournaments. Okay, that's just never happening, guys. These regions suck. LCS doing better at Worlds is not happening. But it's wishful thinking, I'll say. And enhance the pathway to pro play. This new chapter sets the stage for fresh stories and unforgettable moments. For over a decade, these 3 leagues have built deep connections with our communities, crafting memories that have defined LoL esports in the Americas. Now we believe it's time to take a bold step forward and create something that can grow and evolve. The League of the America is designed to blend in innovative competition with the rich heritage of these beloved brands, uniting the strengths of our uniquely passionate communities in a way that's never been done before. As we embark on this journey, we're eager to share more about the league and the exciting path ahead of LoL esports in the Americas. Stay tuned for more details on the branding of the league and its northern and southern conferences in the coming months. So here's all the juicy stuff. Tier 1 teams. As we prepare for the next chapter, we want to provide insights into the process of determining the Tier 1 teams that will shape the Americas next season. Our regional leagues historically have been profoundly influenced by the contributions of exceptional team partners who have played a crucial role in crafting the narrative of LoL esports. In regions like the LCS and CBLOL, where franchise models were adopted, teams underwent rigorous evaluations based on their vision for the sport, business strategies, and the resources they brought to the table. Since the initial franchising, our partners have evolved significantly, adapting to the fiercely competitive and never-ending changes esports landscape. Some have exited, others have had to pivot and adapt to new challenges that you did for them because your fucking payment structure is trash. You don't give them anything to sell, and esports makes no money because you have no plan. Have left us entirely. This evolution brings us to a pivotal moment where it is crucial to reassess and ensure that our team partners are aligned with our future direction. Through a comprehensive evaluation process, including a strategic reviews, in-depth discussions with team executives, and analysis of lessons learned in recent years, we're committed to collaborating with teams that not only share our vision, but also have the capabilities to achieve it. We plan to announce full details regarding the Tier 1 teams after the 2024 season concludes, setting the stage for new eras of competition in the Americas. So yeah, they're fully going with the whole Valorant model, basically, as people wanted them to do for a while at this point. New Americas format. In the new Americas League, both North and South conferences will operate under identical formats and calendars, a strategic decision to ensure consistency and fairness across the entire region. This uniformity is essential as we work to develop the region and foster cross-conference competition throughout the year. Each conference will host its games in their respective headquarters, the Riot Games Arena in Los Angeles for the North and the CBLOL Arena in São Paulo for the South. Twice a year, the top teams from each conference will compete together at LAN events to compete for seeds in global tournaments, adding an extra layer of excitement and regional pride. So yeah, they're basically having cross-conference play whenever you have to play for the spots at Worlds, they said, and NA also loses a spot at Worlds. And to be fair, NA has been very bad at Worlds for so long. So when people have said things like, well, the LCS should lose a spot at Worlds because they haven't been competitive in so long, well, they did end up doing that, actually. One of the spots will be there given to, potentially a LLA team or a CBLOL team. The road to Worlds in 2025 will be defined by a series of innovative and challenging formats tailored specifically for the unique structure of the Americas. Each split is designed to have its own identity and purpose, building anticipation and momentum throughout the year. The first split will kick off with a dynamic tournament where teams introduce themselves to the region, showcasing their mastery and ingenuity through fearless draft. Every match will bring a fresh and exciting experience, culminating in the first cross-conference showdown between the top teams for both conferences. Yeah, so there's going to be a tournament at the beginning part of the year, a tournament in the middle part of the year. Then you also have, presumably, whoever gets invited to EWC, and then you have Worlds, because people have asked for, more international competition, and we're going to have 4 international competitions next year coming up. The second split will follow a traditional format, challenging teams to refine their strategies while allowing fans to deepen their connections with players and teams as they follow their journey. Matches will take place within each conference, with teams competing against regional rivals. The top team from both North and Southern conferences will earn a coveted spot at MSI, emphasizing the importance of regional dominance during this stage of competition. So this is the other thing, okay? So you know how it was just 2 spots for the LCS guys? That's not happening anymore, okay? So the 2 finalists out of the North and Southern conferences, those are your seats for MSI.
Okay. Are they losing 2 spots then? Because they had 3.
Yeah, so essentially the LCS loses a spot at Worlds. They lose an MSI spot.
Okay.
The third and final split will heighten the intensity, featuring aggressive formats with a series of play and high stakes every week. The split will culminate in a final LAN event. Yeah, this is the one where basically they're going to fly your ass out to Brazil, play a single best of 5, or vice versa. I don't know who gets to go where who. When in reality, flying out to Brazil just for one best of 5 just seems like a fucking waste of time. Those are only going to play one best of series, but whatever. What are we going to do? The split will culminate in a final LAN event where the top teams will vie for 3 coveted spots at Worlds, while the top performing teams from both the North and South conferences will earn one slot each. The third and final slot will be up for grabs. The season will conclude with a regional championship roadshow celebrating the sport and its community as it travels to a new location within the Americas each year. So that might have changed, but we'll see how that goes. And do we even care about tier 2? I really couldn't give two shit about tier 2, honestly. That's just me personally.
Okay, what's tier 2 mostly? It's just like, well, like it's not like a challenger league, but it's more like what? It's like a combination of.
It's basically just like some
CBLOL.
orgs have, there's a chance you can get into the league, and it's not just locked out. Because with franchising, it was just academy teams, but now there's a chance where it goes back to where it was, where there's an off chance if you do very well in tier 2 that there's a chance you can get promoted into the actual league. Okay, so this was, what else is here? To learn more about the tier 2 format. Just curious. More to come. As we near the conclusion of 2024 and turn our focus to Worlds, we want to express, fuck off. Shut up. Rapid one slot. So we've committed to strengthening the connection between tier 2 and tier 1 by offering emerging players and organizations the ultimate incentive, a 1-year slot in the Americas League. This renewed emphasis on tier 2 development will be supported by a robust structure designed to promote both accessibility and competitive depth. So the team right now that you see with Ablaze Olive and Winsome, they could just be in the league for a year. Now, the reason why I like this for tier 2 is that it's actually better than the system we had before Academy and the original LCS, was that basically if you had a bad split, you go into that challenger tournament, and then obviously for franchising, they basically locked you out of it. Now, your spot is secured for a year. So if you promote in, you're in for an entire year. So your investment is secure in those players, and you don't just get knocked out after a split. And there's more splits now, too, because there's 3. So who's going to – I'll be honest here. I don't know if I see a Brazilian team make it into the Americas. I'll be honest here. They look – have you guys seen those challenges? They look pretty bad. They look like this, honestly. Ablaze Olive is beating them. Winsome is crushing them right now.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah, the format and slots and all that stuff going into Worlds next year, hopefully they explain it a bit better. From what I remember, we're losing some spots. Or if MSI is just 2 slots, now that's just called the Americas. So whoever wins the finals from between both, those are your MSI spots. So LCS across the board will lose spots for MSI and Worlds. And to be fair, that's what people have asked for a long time. People are like, well, Brazil's going to represent us. Yeah, good luck with that, because Brazil is trash. I'm sorry, guys. Brazil is terrible. Brazil is the worst minor region possible to do this with.
Yeah, okay. What they're pretty much doing is they're doing what the APAC, whatever region is. It's like, okay, pretty much they're always going to make it that there's never going to be 2 PCS teams going to Worlds. There's always only going to be 1. And then for Worlds, it might be 2 plus whatever other team makes it. Oh, God. This is... shit.
Yeah, because this is the problem, dude. I don't mind that they're changing the system, because the system for franchising was pretty much all just the same as the other older LCS models, so even worse. They just didn't do anything. They kind of just thought the good times would be the good times, so they could just not work on anything better. This is a bit better. I'm not gonna say it's not, but if they're trying to, that thing of like strengthening the West, guys, Brazil is terrible. Okay, have you seen them play? I'm not trying to be disrespectful to any Brazilian fan. Your teams are ass. They're not good. Okay, if people are sad at the results of the LCS now, try combining that with Brazil. I don't know what's that's getting better. And we cross regional play is like, People say, well, that might strengthen Brazil. How so? There's no guarantee of that. No guarantee they get better from getting stomped in one best of 5. And to be fair, given how all the system works, it might even be the same team that faces each other. Given how these splits work, we might have different teams each time in the finals, or unless you have a Team Liquid situation where it's just them in the finals every single time, What does Team Liquid do if they were to face Loud? Well, I don't know what the conference for – I don't know what teams are choosing for Brazil. And hopefully, if they want to get more people watching Brazil on the English broadcast, what they need to do is set up an English broadcast for Brazil, and I would watch a bit more. They have it now with those 2 girls, but I'll be honest with you, the reason why I stopped watching is because they're not interesting. They were bad. They were awful. They were so trash. They were just yikes. So hopefully they get an English broadcast with better casters for the Brazilian side, because I'd watch. I'm pretty sure you would if there was a better casting system for it, but it's trash, honestly. Like, I'd rather just watch the PCS. The PCS English broadcast is way better, honestly.
Oh, yeah, much better.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're going to keep that same YouTube channel for it, or it's going to be all under one. I imagine it's going to be all under one channel because it's called Pacific. What are they calling that one? It's called the Asian Pacifics or whatever.
It's the Asian Pacific. Asian Pacific Conference.
Yeah, Asian Pacific. Yeah. So I'd imagine going forward, they're going to make different Twitter accounts. I imagine they're going to rename the Twitter accounts for the LCS and the CB LOL and stuff like that. Because I think CB LOL has a Twitter account. I'm pretty sure they do. CB LOL. Oh, they can't be. They're not on Twitter. Not on Twitter. They can't be on Twitter. They're banned. There's the whole Elon Musk situation for them, actually.
Who?
Twitter was banned in Brazil.
Oh, yep. I was thinking, my brain went off right there. I was like, why the fuck? Oh, yeah, the ARP in Brazil.
Yeah. So hopefully if they want Americans to watch Brazil play, which I don't have an issue. I like watching League in general. You're going to have to create an English broadcast that's watchable for Brazil, not them two, I would say, diversity hire bitches, because they were trash, but that's what they were, kind of, That's just my thing. So, yeah, that's a lot of the news we could basically cover today. Oh, and the Berserker thing. Yeah, guys, I'll be honest here. Berserker was punching doors and walls in Cloud9. If any of you guys thought he was staying, I don't know what to tell you, honestly.
Yeah, no, I think he was done with JoJo, but he said, fuck, I'm leaving. I'm not dealing with the team.
The moment we heard him in that 1C9 video punch that wall, you knew that shit was over. Like, there's really just no going back from that. He said the team inked so hard his brain broke.
Oh, yeah, no, he was mentally done at that point.
So, yeah, that's the thing, too, is given how Vulcan used to be really good, and now he's just trash. It's crazy, honestly. I don't know what Cloud9 does. Does Cloud9 do better in this system? Hopefully. And it's going to be, people say, given how it's not the LEC, I think I don't mind the 3-split format. But if it's different systems, each format, that's fine. It's just going to be a little bit hard to remember each one sometimes because it's a different way.
See, Cloud9 doesn't even have to worry about that. All you got to do is just win whatever final that's in front of you. You're supposed to be the best org in the LCS, but you haven't won a fucking split in what, goddamn year and a half? Like, you've had super team after super team or whatever it was. You had the best team on paper according to all these analysts and people on the internet, and you proven them wrong every time. Every fucking time. You get the Worlds, you get perfect game by T1, just get clapped. Shit, you miss MSI, or the year before you get to MSI, get clapped. Like, shit. Like, god damn. The fuck you doing? Just get beat. It's like, at this point, you gotta be like, all right. Berserker's gone. JoJo's gone. Blabber's probably gone. Vulcan's definitely gone. He should be. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you can't get anybody else, you might have to keep Vulcan. It's one of those things where sometimes you might have to keep him just because you can't find anybody.
Well, it's not even about better. It's just the circumstances that they're in, given the import slot and the other players you're trying to upgrade.
Plus, also, do they keep the coach? Because, like, now you look at, like, you keep the coach because this coach, I don't know what his drafting wasn't good. It's like there's a lot of things Cloud9 has to overlook, not overlook, look over and see what they can do to better themselves. Because Cloud9 to me should have been the best team. Like they easily on paper they had the better players, but sometimes you take a player that's high skill, but if they're not highly motivated, we see motherfuckers. You know what the fuck those thing about is? Back-to-back years, you had middle laners that were highly skilled but unmotivated.
Mm-hmm.
And Meadows was highly skilled, but he was motivated by the wrong thing. He was overlooking everybody in the LCS and thinking, "Oh, I gotta be like Chovy and Faker." No, you can idolize them, but you can't say I gotta be as good as them.
Well, he also has to have the work ethic too. Like if you go back to rank, Chovy plays what 14-hour days.
Yeah,
you have this aspiration of being like him, but don't put in the same work and effort that he does. You know,
they said he put the worst against it. He just wasn't motivated. It was one of those things where he would rather on the days he had off, and that's where the work ethic came in. On the days he had off, Chovy he's looking over at solo queues. He's playing 2 or 3, 4 hours. On days I don't play Pokemon, I'm playing like 4 hours of Pokemon. I was like, I don't want to play too much Pokemon and burn out. You don't want to play too much League and get burnt out. But you have to understand how to play a champion. The issue is that Menace was worse each time he picked a certain champion. It's like, I could play him because this guy played him. If I see motherfucking Carrot Plus a zero support, what in the world makes me think I could do it? I'm just saying. If Chovy picked up Draven as his first champion in their first Swiss stage, I'm not picking Draven mid. The fuck? I'm not Chovy. I'm more chunky. The fuck? I'm not like you. It's the whole thing. Sometimes it looks cool, but doesn't mean you need to do it. If you really want to play Draven mid, play the solo queue and see how it works. Oh, but there's not the same kind of quality. I don't want to lose a game where I could have won.
Because Coma, there was some serious. He picked Lee Sin support. These people are crazy. These people are insane.
It's like imagine if Carrier 1 was Lee Sin. Boosie would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick Lee Sin." Nuked up. You tell him no. and if he does it because he was his coach last year. Mm-hmm. I want him to see this motherfucker will do it. If Carrier, but Carrier, I don't give a fuck what Carrier do, motherfucker. You don't let me be because motherfucker, I told you not to put you. I swear to God, you lock in Lee Sam, break my foot off your ass.
Oh,
you gotta be aggressive like that.
Sorry. Speaking of also Worlds being in Berlin this year, guys, Fnatic has problems performing on the stage in front of the home crowd right now. Imagine if they're in the home crowd against, I don't know, an Eastern team. They're so lucky they don't have to travel this year. They're so lucky they could just go to the stage.
No. Fuck all that. Imagine losing in front of your home crowd against Team Liquid again. You know how bad you're going to get fucking roasted? Fucking Easter team. We know you're going to get beat by Easter team. Imagine Team Liquid clapping your cheeks. Again. Oh, yeah. Humanoid lose to APA again. APA just yapping away. Mm-hmm. Man, fuck that. That's why I said if 100C fucks around and plays Fnatic and beat them, you gotta blow up the whole roster right there. And and that might happen too. The 03, say that is 1-2 matchup, right? Say Fnatic and 100C win the game, right? And then they're fighting for the world's lives, and they got 1-2, mm-hmm. And 100C beats Fnatic and knocks them out in front of the home crowd. I'm booing the shit out of Fnatic. I'm booing them. Boo! Get your ass. Yo, get rid of everybody. Get rid of fat ass Noah. I'm on the ass. You do that. Fnatic can't lose to no
Yeah,
Western.
I would have.
Fnatic cannot lose to a Western team. They can't.
Dude, I'm being honest here. They might actually just get clapped so hard at Worlds.
The only Western team Fnatic should be losing to is G2. If they lose to any other Western team, everybody needs to be off that roster immediately. The day the Worlds is over, it needs to be this player stays. We have decided not to pick up the contract for the rest of these players. You know, it give you that thank you for your time at Fnatic. You know, we went to MSI and Worlds. We couldn't take home the trophy, but it was a proud moment for you guys to go toe-to-toe with G2 and even take a series from G2. Just not the series you needed to take. I mean, they took the right series. They just couldn't do it again. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day.
I just don't know if you're a Fnatic fan, like, how do you have any hope in this team? This team is the worst mental fragile team. If they lose to a team that they think they should be better than, they're collapsing. They're probably going to go through a team like we did last year, lose to T1 in a game that you maybe could have won. And if that happens to them and they lose, they're done. No, they're finished. This is the most weakest fragile mental team. They're always like, oh yeah, we got this. They're trolling, boys. No one's trolling, Razork. You're just bad. Your team is just ass. They thought Mickey X was trolling when he went in with that magnet force that Rel does. No, he just tried to get 3 people. That's not trolling. There are 4 people next to him. God, blow up his roster after this is over. And I do feel bad for Razork, guys. I really do. But goddamn, none of these guys have any faith in each other. At least with like 100 Thieves and some of the other like considerably on paper weaker teams, at least they know they're bad, but their mental is there in a way where they'll keep trying to win. I don't believe that at all for Fnatic, at all. I think they're just the worst Western team at the event by far. Do I have any other hot takes? No, that's all the news. There's a lot of news. Holy crap! Americas, Berserker, and the recaps of the leagues. Yeah. And then Immortals is gone. So, what's that thing in Don't Be a Menace? Press 1 for the homies or something?
Yeah, press 1 for it. Yep. Like, damn, Immortals didn't do anything, man. They were a team of all time.
They were certainly an org of all time. It's true.
Energy will be missed. They did everything they can. They beat a highly touted team in G2. They got to top 8 when no one thought they could and all that, and they just come out of nowhere with a message and then walk out and then boom. NRG has now left the chat.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I wish it was Dig. Dig that would have left the chat, but I'm not surprised it was NRG.
Yeah, because that's the thing is NRG came back. They didn't buy CLG's spot. They had like a sort of equity thing, and they got paid out by Riot. They got like millions of dollars from Riot, and they were like, you know what? We got our millions. You can't make profit here. We're leaving. That should tell you how bad the system is from Riot. These teams can't make money. That's how you can tell it's so bad. Energy came in for not even a year and a half, really? And they're like, nah, we can't do it. There's no money here. Our dollar signs are in the red. Nah, we're out. Outie. We're not saying here. Good on them. It proves how bad the system is. That means the system was so bad that a team that came in and won realized it's not worth it. They don't even make an incentive for you to win in the league, given how much money you don't make. Wow. So yeah, man. Anything you got coming up you would like to let the audience know about?
Same old. Not too much, man. I just been busy. I finally get a day off tomorrow. Man, I should be able to get some videos done in the morning after I get a haircut. Yeah, dude, it's been crazy work. Nonstop 10, 12 hour days. I can finally, shower, go to sleep, ain't got to work, get up at 9 o'clock in the morning. Man, I should get the 10 video done, about the 10s, and then do a marker watch that's going to come out, I want to say probably on Saturday. Do not buy these 10s. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say do not buy into these 10s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Before you go. Yeah. Keep in mind, guys, this is still the same thing in the market. You know, I haven't did a market watch in a while. Give it about a week or two. The prices are going to drop on most cards. Most cards.
Most cards.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm telling you right now, too, because
the tins do look good. I will say that. The tins do look good. They always pretty much are good for the most part. What the heck? Oh, sorry, guys. Let me show you this really quickly. All right. So Chaz is gone for the moment, actually. And there is one more thing that we can go over. I think he's gonna be. I think his browser crashed. Honestly, give me one sec. I think it's Cheap Esports. There's nothing here on the ladder. Give me one sec. We're going to close out here in just a moment. Yeah, wait a minute. Oh, Rainer brought this up earlier. The fact that there's been, Team BDS is essentially going to blow up their roster because BDS, as we know, got what? 3rd place for the most part throughout the LEC, actually.
Yeah, my internet went.
Oh, you're good.
What the fuck? I'm like, what the hell? It was just the internet, not the electricity thing, guys. I was like, okay. But you're good.
Apparently, sources, Parus is set to be promoted by Team BDS to play in the LEC. Other than Lebrov, BDS will also let Adam, Genax, Reeker. They're letting Reeker go? The coach that got them to 3rd consistently and told Adam to go fuck himself? Don't kick Okay, I'll say this. Don't kick Reeker. Come on. What type of coach can get those players to 3rd consistently? Come on.
I think
not
that's
his fault they lost to G2. He's not the reason why.
But I think that's the problem, though. You can only do so much before they realize, okay, you. It's the whole thing. I call it the NBA coach syndrome, and it's usually the black coaches, and then they get a white coach. That always doesn't happen. I proved that myth to be debunked. Pretty much what it is a coach is good enough to develop a team, but he's not good enough to win with them. It's the whole thing. Mark Jackson and Steve Kerr comes in year 1, takes a team, moves some pieces around, and he wins the championship. That might be the same thing with BDS. He might be able to help these players get better and develop as a team, but he wasn't able to get them to win. Sometimes it happens. Like think about it. It took FlyQuest getting a new coach and then they win. Same thing was no, not Team Liquid. They went back to Spawn and then they win.
I think if Reeker is gonna be on the table, I'm not even saying that Freeze's brother, I forgot his name, the coach that looks like Freeze, fucking hell. The guy that they have right now. Okay. I'm not saying replace that guy, but if Fnatic want a more stronger coach, I think they should pick up. I think Reeker will be an addition to any team. Like, guys, keep in mind what we said about BDS earlier. BDS got 3rd place on pretty much most splits outside of summer, because I think Carmine Corp got 4th, and the 3rd team was fucking hell. Who got 3rd for them? No, BDS got 3rd in summer, I think. Yeah, they got BDS got 3rd pretty much mostly throughout the year, except for winter. And winter they got, I think, they also got 3rd. Yeah, they got 3rd too. With this lineup of players, they couldn't challenge G2. I understand that. But no one's challenging G2. I just don't think that's a coaching problem, honestly. But then again, I think the nail in the coffin was not making Worlds. I think that was the nail in the coffin, honestly.
I think that plus,
LeBron was literally LeBron was their best player. Shut up. Wow. If anyone, these comments is cancer. They think LeBron was the best player. Oh, okay, all right, okay. Jeez, no more of that garbage. That's just actual cancer. Official Riot Games have announced and revealed their global power rankings based on a blended ELO metric. So the top 10 teams they want are the top Genji, BLG, Hanwha, Top Esports, G2 Esports, T1, D plus Kia, BL, JDG, KT, and wait, JDG's not even there. The hell is this? What the? What is this supposed to be? This was, if they're, what the? Guys, JDG's not at Worlds. Riot, what are you doing? Okay. Guys, JDG's not at Worlds. JDG's not at Worlds. And this is KT.
Oh, okay. I know what they're doing. It's probably like expectations, but this is crazy.
Oh, the bet. Oh, my bad. Maybe I was wrong. Sorry. Is this betting?
Yeah.
Right, bringing. I thought they were against betting initially. Oh, we can't bet. Addictions. What else is here? Any other news? Nope. No one cares about Vitality. Not even Vitality cares about Vitality. Whipple's been going off on stream. He's been. Oh God, being the worst. He's been. Woo.
He's been shit talking Yankles again.
Hope not. I hope not.
Everything about Europe is great except the pro players who were absolutely boosted don't see it, pretend like they're not, and they have egos. Those ain't this to cut up the pot called the kettle black. Like, motherfucker, you talking about
let's not act like you weren't boosted. Guys, before he swapped to jungle in that 2021 LEC summer split, they were considering getting rid of this guy. Why do you think they got Adam? Because he was boosted himself. Fucking fat fuck. He's such a fat fuck. Why is it always the fat guys that are the biggest assholes? No reason.
That's why I was pissed when they won the LCS. I was like, oh, not these two fucking assholes.
Aren't you happy for Busio? Double Lip discovered Busio, and now he's an LCS. Crazy world we live in. All right. But yes, you got some content to work on. And just to let you guys know, there's going to be no episode of the Cloud9 podcast coming up this Sunday. We're going to take just not a week break, just a day break, because if we don't take a break right now.
It's going to be a week off, because next time we'll be here is next Thursday. Talk about
But we'll be able to cover the playing stage day 1 and 2.
Day 1 and 2,
Yeah, because if it's Europe, if Worlds in Europe, games are happening in the morning, we'll be able to cover day 1 and day 2 of the playing stage for Worlds 2024. But I do want to say thank you to every single person that watches the show live or watches the show on the replay throughout the entire year. And we'll be here for episode 22 of season 12. And then when Sunday comes up, when we'll be wrapping up the playing stage, we'll be at the final episode of that. And then when season 13 begins, we'll be in the main stage, which is the Swiss stage now. So yeah, it's all lining up. So yeah, thank you to every single person that has subscribed to the channel, been watching the shows on the replays and live. We had a crazy year for League of Legends, but Adam getting destroyed in that one lane swap game brought joy to my soul, honestly. That was just, man, it was such a beat down. But yes, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. If you're returning viewers or new viewers, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King. Have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe, be great, go be awesome and productive. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Thursday, 8 p.m. PST, the next episode. We're taking this Sunday off, well, before Worlds 2024, because as you guys know, the offseason is a lot of content we got to do. And we also have the season starting earlier because we have the big giant LoL esports update worldwide. So see you guys later and stay safe.